Good afternoon. I would like to call the meeting of government operations to order. Madam Clerk, if you could please take roll.
Commissioner Wilson,
Present.
Commissioner Peterson Mayberry, Commissioner Knizik has requested an excuse. Commissioner Colleen, Chair Clemente,
Here.
you have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item, please.
B, Chairwoman's remarks.
I have none. Next item.
C, approval of the March 11, 2026 meeting minutes.
Thank you. I have a motion by Commissioner Wilson, second by Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. If you would please vote on your tablets.
Motion carried.
Thank you. And there's no unfinished business. If we could move to new business, please.
Item 1 under new business, forwarding resolution number 2026-001 adopted on March 12, 2026, recognizing the celebration of National Women's History Month as a time to promote fair and equal pay for all women and supporting Michigan Senate Bill 145, which will remove systemic barriers to pay equity.
Okay, so last week at full board, we heard Commissioner Dobb talk about this about the Women's Commission, and today we have Commissioner Dobb and Cynthia in the audience. If they could please come to the table to talk about this item. We're going to receive and file this item, and then the second item we will move for approval coming from the full commission. But yeah, we're not there yet. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Melissa Dobb, Wayne County Commissioner, a member of the Wayne County Women's Commission.
Hi, Cynthia Douglas. I'm not used to this. Hi, Cynthia Douglas, Chair of the Wayne County Women's Commission.
Thank you for joining us. And if you could just tell us a little bit about this resolution that you would like for us to support.
Through the chair, through this body, thank you for the opportunity. The Wayne County Women's Commission submits this resolution for consideration in support of Senate Bill 145 introduced by Senator Sarah Anthony, which it currently states that employers may consider an applicant's prior wages, fringe benefits, or credit history when making hiring and compensation decisions. According to the National Women's Law Center, as of 2024-25, women in the U.S. working full-time earn approximately 81% to 85% of what men earn, a disparity that presents across education levels, occupations, and states, often resulting in a $10,000 annual wage gap. While the gap is smaller for younger workers, 95% for ages 25 to 34, it remains significant for women of color and grows with age. Women face significant wage disparities driven by employer reliance on previous salary histories and credit checks, both of which often codify and perpetuate historical pay discriminations. Relying on past salary allows inequities to follow women from job to job, while credit checks often penalize women for lower average wages and higher debt to income ratios. Studies show that credit scoring models may be miscalibrated, giving women 6 to 8 points lower scores than men, despite having equal or lower default rates. Employers often use salary history to set new compensation, which compounds earlier gender-based pay gaps. If a woman was undervalued in a previous position, that lower salary is used to justify a lower offer in a new position. Because women, particularly of color, are often paid less, relying on salary histories forces them to carry lower earnings throughout their careers. Seeking salary history harms women entering the workforce, as their last salary might be outdated and not reflect current market conditions or their current skills. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Dobb.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'd just like to add that numerous states have already enacted bans prohibiting employers from asking about or relying on an applicant's salary history, including California, Illinois, Massachusetts, New York, and Washington. March is Women's History Month, and this year's theme is Leading the Change, Women Shaping a Sustainable Future. And that encompasses financial stability, sustainability, community resilience, and intergenerational equality. Women make up roughly 51.7% of Wayne County's population, so the passage of this bill would be a benefit to women and the overall economy of Wayne County. This bill was introduced on March 12th and referred to the Committee on Labor in the Senate, the Michigan Senate, and it's in its third reading. So we'd like to send a copy of this resolution in support to all members of that committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions on this? Okay, Madam Clerk, if you would read in number 2, please.
Item 2, a resolution by Commissioner Bell fully supporting the Wayne County Women's Commission resolution advocating for the adoption of Michigan Senate Bill 145 and encouraging the Women's Commission to continue its efforts to advocate for the well-being of all women in Wayne County.
Okay, so we have a motion to receive and file number 1 from the Women's Commission, and then to send the next resolution to full board by Commissioner Bell, and the motion is by Commissioner Clean and second by Commissioner Wilson. If we could vote on our tablets, please. Wasn't that wonderful? I love it.
Motion carried.
Thank you very much for being here and for bringing this before us.
The word is equity.
Madam Clerk, if you could please read number 3.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of retroactive amendment 2 to a 2-year legal services agreement with Dickinson Wright in the matter of Regina Parks v. the County of Wayne and Sheriff Raphael Washington.
Can I please have whoever's here on this item come to the table? Thank you. If you could please introduce yourselves. Yeah, just press it and it'll turn green.
There it is.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Claire Mason Lee. I am Chief of the Labor, Employment, and Workers' Compensation Team, Assistant Corporation Counsel.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Board. Aaron Burrell, partner at Dickinson Wright.
Okay, we do understand that this is an active case and the only thing that I would like to ask is about the retroactivity of this case. Just because it needs to move forward quickly, is that what happened?
Well, it's actually just the additional of funds. Discovery in the matter has closed, and so this is all for post-discovery activity that is currently going on with this active litigation.
Okay. And I think we're on number 2, not number 3, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sue Hamu, Deputy Corporation Counsel. I'm actually confused as to why it was labeled retroactive, because I wasn't aware this was retroactive, but I don't know if this is one that was sitting.
I think that's something we need to clarify through.
Because the contract is open. This is just adding.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Go
Joe.
ahead, Joe.
Yeah, Joe Slazak, a policy analyst. It was labeled as retroactive because while we're within the term, the money, there's basically more money. When you look at the billing, what's already been paid and what is owed to the firm is more than what was previously, and the reasoning being that everything has moved pretty fast in this case from Corp Counsel.
Okay, and I'm sorry, when it was submitted to commission though, was it retroactive or did it become retroactive?
Money-wise, once we asked the question money-wise, that's when it
It
became.
became retroactive.
Yeah, well, once we asked the question about money.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. You're good. Okay. It is. It is. Okay, so commissioners, any questions on this? And good. Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Clean, second by Commissioner Wilson. And would you please vote on your tablets?
Sure.
And
Motion
then,
carried.
thank you. We have another, the next item is also with,
That is
Dickinson,
correct.
right?
Item 4, requesting commission approval of Amendment 4 to a 2-year legal services agreement with Dickinson Wright in the matter of Crystal Perry v. the County of Wayne, Donna Wilson, and Matthew Carmona.
Claire Mason Lee, Chief of Labor, Employment, and Workers' Compensation Team, Assistant Corporation Counsel.
Good afternoon again, Aaron Burrell, partner at Dickinson Wright.
Thank you very much. I just have one question where this is right now, because it looked like there was a time where it was coming to an end, and then what happened?
So procedurally, there was a trial in September of 2025. The finding was for the county and for the named defendants, and so we were successful. However, the firm that was plaintiff's attorneys as well as plaintiff has continued to pursue. They asked for reconsideration by the trial court, which was denied. And so now they are seeking an appeal of the court ruling. So that's where we are. So this is all post-trial activity. And so this is just adding to the current contract to ensure that we have coverage for any post-trial activity, including appeal.
Okay, very good. Commissioners, questions on this? That was your question. Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Clean, a second by Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. If you would please vote on your tablet. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Motion carried.
Okay, we can move on to number 4. No, where are we at? Number 5. Number 5.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 2-year legal services agreement with Bloom Sluggett in the Wayne County v. Straight Trucking case.
Okay, this is a new name, a new firm that we have, Bloom and Sluggett. Their headquarters in Grand Rapids, but I understand they also have an office here in Detroit. And would you like to tell us what's going on here?
Certainly.
please?
Good morning.
And
Jim.
introduce yourself, please.
Of course, Jim Jernigan, Assistant Corporation Counsel. This is a matter where a commercial truck hit one of the county's bridges in Brownstown, I believe. And we decided to engage outside counsel because there was a interface between motor carrier law, no fault priorities, in addition to multiple out-of-state defendants. So we retained Bloom Sluggett as co-counsel to assist us to make sure we're heading in the right direction. And within the last couple of weeks, we were successful in achieving a partial summary disposition on the issue of fault. And we are going to facilitation at the beginning of June on the issue of damages. So keeping our fingers crossed that we'll resolve this within the next few weeks.
Okay, and this is the first time we're seeing it because you're adding more money to the contract.
Correct.
And is it also time? Yes, okay. Commissioners, any questions on this item? Okay.
To be clear, we're the plaintiffs. We're
Right.
seeking money damages
Right,
back from
yes,
us. Yeah.
correct, correct. Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Clean and second by Pearson Mayberry. Please vote on your tablets. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
I actually would like to move to number 7 and then go back to number 6 because I think we might have a lot of questions on number 6.
Moving to item 7, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 2-year cooperative agreement with Oracle America to expand the scope of the application management services for Oracle Fusion, which is an application for Connect 43.
Thank you. Will you please introduce yourself?
Favorite person right there.
Greg Boss, Division Director, Enterprise Applications. Thank you.
So, Oracle Cloud, go right ahead. What are we doing here?
So this is an amendment to our managed services contract that the IT department is utilizing for ongoing maintenance and support of our Oracle Fusion environment now that we've gone live with the implementation. This actually folds in some support contracts that were instantiated as part of the implementation work for the different pillars for our Fusion go live activities. So this is taking the components from that previous support contract and folding it into our managed services contract so that we can continue to manage our autonomous data warehouse environment, Oracle Analytics Cloud, and some other support services in perpetuity now that we're live in production.
Okay, commissioners, questions on this item? Commissioner Clean?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure.
We've seen this before. it's raised by Commission Council today that, and I'm dealing with the Oracle contracts, that the modification extends beyond the expiration of the My Deal cooperative agreement. It's not the first time we've talked about it here before. So what is the administration's position on going over the My Deal deadline?
I believe if Bonnie is on Zoom, she handled that from the contracting perspective, and I believe there was quite a bit of effort to make sure that our dates were aligned so that the this agreement and the cooperative agreement didn't conflict with each other. Bonnie, are you on the line? Can you speak to
Yes,
that?
I am. Yes, this is Bonnie and Feniger. I'm in contract management IT. And we have included language in the ordering documents agreeing to abide by the Michigan deal terms beyond their expiration to support the mutual operational interests of continuity. So it has been accepted by Oracle as well.
Are you a Oracle employee, ma'am?
No, I'm Wayne County.
We also have Oracle representation on the call, Eric.
Well, that's okay. I don't need to hear from that because that's our end of the deal. Did you share with the commission your findings on that?
Yes, we did.
Has our staff received that?
Yes, they have.
Well, I'm asking my staff now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I think Commission Council, our Commission Council has something to say.
Through the chair, it's my understanding that this was mentioned to staff and staff has reviewed it. Reviewed the language in question.
But we don't have anything on it.
Well, I mean, with regards to the Oracle, we knew when we started this process with them that they were extending beyond My Deal. And at that time, the Department of Corp Counsel indicated they were relying on the ordering document. So any additional language to that ordering document to change or to address this matter is just more beneficial. So no, we don't have any particular concerns.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
go ahead.
Except we would like to see that.
But
trust but verify.
right, and I'm told that staff did review it, that there was a conversation with the department regarding the language.
Is there anything, I didn't see
I didn't
anything.
see
Yeah, I'm
from
just
staff.
hoping that staff could send that
So
something
It's in
to
the-
us.
yeah, so I'll
Before full
circle back
board.
with staff in the department and get that to commissioners and review it just to ensure that everything's solid.
Okay.
And prior to full board?
Yes.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
So,
Madam Chair.
so what we would like is an email to all commissioners prior to full board that says you're addressing this language about My Deal.
Okay, yeah, we'll follow up internally and make sure that happens.
Okay.
And-
But
and
do you have,
Madam Chair,
yes,
I would also like to hear from commission staff
okay,
that they've received it and their own opinion.
The email will come from me. I'll get with the
okay,
department.
from you. Okay,
and I'll make sure we
yeah.
get-
so they'll talk to you and they'll.
But I'd still like to hear staff's input on that
Sure,
for
of
the
course,
language. Yeah.
but they're saying that we're going back to the ordering document date of things. Is that what everybody is?
No, I think they're implying that they've added language to ensure that the
Right.
provisions of the My Deal contract will be adhered to by the parties. But again, I'll get with staff and the department and get an email out to commissioners before full board.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so can I get a motion on this item that we will approve getting the documents that we asked for? Okay, I have a motion from Commissioner Clean, second by Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. Please vote on your tablets.
Oh, sure.
Okay, there we go.
Motion
you.
carried.
Okay, and then now we're going to go to number 6, please.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of a 2-year comparable source agreement with 3 one-year options to renew with Savvy Solutions, PBC, to offer employees and residents access to services designed to help student loan borrowers better understand debt, optimize repayment options, and address financial needs.
Thank you. Can I have everyone that's here on this item come to the table, please? If you could please introduce yourself, and we should also have someone on Zoom from Savvy.
Yes, hello.
We could. Are you there? Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Hey.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, please.
Yes, I'm Tony Raffa. I am director over at Savvy and excited to be talking to you all today.
All right, thank you. And at the table, please.
Sure. And Donna Wilson, Personnel Human Resources Director.
Mike Mackey, Personnel Resources.
Is your microphone on, Mr. Mackey?
Mike Mackey? Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's not, I don't have Mike Mackey, Chief HR Transformation, Human Resources.
All right, thank you. So I think we heard a little bit about this at the State of the County as a new initiative for Wayne County employees and Wayne County residents. And I'd like you to kind of tell us where we're at right now and why we think this is something we want to bring to Wayne County.
So I'll start off, and as indicated, this is a definite initiative talked about and highly supported by the county executive. That educational debt is an economic issue. It's right along with medical debt relief. And we know that the county exec has been on the forefront of medical debt relief for Wayne County residents, and economic educational debt is another opportunity to address concerns from the residents of Wayne County.
So I saw that there was data about the state of Michigan and how many people have loan debt. Do we have any data on Wayne County, particularly our employees, or we service 1.8 million people roughly. Do we have any idea how many people in Wayne County have? Because I think we got data when we had the medical debt, and I'm just wondering what's going on in Wayne County.
And so I'm going to defer to Tony for the actual data.
Yeah, happy to speak on that a bit. So, there's 1.4 million borrowers in Michigan, about 58.3 billion in student debt, and a delinquency rate currently, meaning these borrowers are currently in delinquency and might be getting sent into having credit score hits already and likely getting sent into collections of about 24.6% of those borrowers. So that's a bit about the state of Michigan itself. That helps us give somewhat of a snapshot into what we were expecting to see in Wayne. Likely at least 230,000 borrowers, many of which were reporting needing help. 63% of all borrowers say that they struggle to afford their monthly payments. I'm one of those, so part of how I got here. And a lot of borrowers just looking for solutions, especially with the fact that collections restarted at the end of last year. And so a lot of borrowers, for the first time in a long time, are seeing credit score hits every 9 seconds. They're saying someone is going into delinquency. So.
Okay, so there was a court ruling, and that's what you're saying, that collections started up again. When was that? When did that happen?
Yeah, so collections were paused in 2020 due to COVID, just as an attempt to try to help folks. And that ended at the end of 2025. So we've now moved back into collections, and the Department of Education announced that about 1 in 4 borrowers are currently in delinquency, and we see the same numbers represented in the state of Michigan.
Okay. I have a lot of questions, but I'm going to let other people talk for a minute. Go ahead, Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Okay, I'll start as well. So with this being a federal, public service loan forgiveness being a federal program, how does Savvy work with them? Like, what does that look like in this space? I guess that's the first part. And then who benefits most from this program, or is it being done like Undo, where it's just random people in the county?
Yeah, so public service loan forgiveness is one aspect of the many things we do. So a lot of what we're doing is helping educate folks about all their options and helping them find the best financial path forward so they can stay out of collections, save money month to month. And then in some cases, for those who work in government or public service, they might qualify for further savings on their student debt. So public service loan forgiveness is obviously something that would be available to all the county employees, any government employees, and others who work in the public sector. And that is a reward for service after 10 years of service. This is something that was passed through Congress in 2007 and signed into law at that time. Now, public service loan forgiveness specifically has been historically challenging, but it's a representation of the 150 programs that Savvy helps borrowers navigate through. Public service loan forgiveness historically has only had an acceptance rate of about 3.3%. And I would say there's even a bigger challenge of just the lack of information around the program. So what Savvy helps do is really help the borrowers understand the program in more detail. Understand that it's not just about 10 years of service, but it's about 120 qualifying payments. And for those payments to count, multiple things have to line up. You need to be on the right loan type, the right repayment plan, full-time qualifying employment, and accurate certification. And so Savvy educates the borrower on what's available to them, how to best combine programs to make sure you're getting those qualifying payments and in the best financial situation. And then we also automate any applications for these federal pieces of paperwork that has, again, been historically challenging and had very low acceptance rates across the board, more so due to the confusion around the programs and the lack of helpful tools out there, which is why we created Savvy in the first place.
Okay, so thank you. So $1 million, not to exceed $1 million. So county and government employees, but not necessarily, I guess I'm trying to figure out, is that the right number to address the gap here? Because, with undue debt, I mean, we're still hearing things about that and how it went. And I don't want to say if they're not to be compared, then they're not to be compared. But in real time, what does that look like as you're educating people about their path forward and their options? Can you just walk me through what your intention is in terms of what that program implementation would look like?
Yeah. From a program implementation standpoint, this is something we've done with Oakland County and have seen it have a huge effect on the residents there, just money back in residents' pockets, many county employees and other government employees finding over $40,000 of forgiveness on average if they qualify, and just very helpful for keeping people out of delinquency. What we've done from that standpoint is we created a custom site that's very easy for residents to navigate to, kind of get educated about all their options, find the best path forward for them, and then automate and help them through all of this, including having a bunch of easy to use customer support, call center, one-on-one sessions, email line, all of that to make sure they can get all their questions answered. We do this through various social media, other formats to get the word out there to try to help as many people as possible. We do a lot of in-person events as well, including things like delinquency and default crisis centers is a big thing we're doing this year, just with seeing people struggling with that and wanting to help folks with that. And so a lot of various methods to make sure that we can get to the most people possible. And we've seen that be very effective in the neighboring county.
Can I
Yes.
just, okay, so a few things that you said. You're mainly talking about employees, but this is also throughout our whole county. So all residents of Wayne County
Yeah, that's the
will
part that's
have
still-
access to this.
Yep.
And then when we're talking about employees of the county, what is the qualification of, is it full-time employees can use this, part-time employees, contracted people, like where, that's to you.
Yeah.
Another question.
I don't know if it's you, Tony, or to our,
Yes. So right now we process the public service loan forgiveness for full-time employees at Wayne County. And we look to see those numbers go up with partnering with Savvy because of the educational piece of it. There are requirements that a lot of people don't know and understand. 10 years is just the minimum. So we would start out looking at our full-time employees because those are the employees that are typically benefited for county service. Once we look at the success rate and information, we'll continue to look at who would qualify as an employee. It would not be in a contractor, it would be an employee of the county.
okay. And So I went on your site and was looking at everything. I saw a lot of AI generated, but then you were also mentioning that there will be in-person events. And is that paid through this fee that we are?
Yes.
And you will have people here in Michigan at an in-person event throughout our county? And what does
Yes.
that look like?
Yes, we already have people in the Detroit area who are Savvy team members, and we also will have, depending on the scale of certain events and things that are needed, we might even send some other people out. But we have multiple team members in the Detroit and Michigan State area.
And this is all within the $300,000 flat fee. So it's 75,000 upfront. We're going to be paying before we even have this because you need to set it all up.
Yep.
And then it's going to take 6 weeks for you to do all of that. And then where do we go from there?
Yes, so that is correct. We will set up all of the starting materials from communication standpoint and from this customized microsite that employees and residents can navigate to and get help. And then from there, we start to communicate the benefit both from, we'll do some kickoff events in person as well as multiple online webinars for ease of access all around specific things. So there's a lot of important dates coming up in the student loan space. So again, delinquency and collections is already happening. That's one thing we will do special events around. There is the SAVE program, which is slated to go away. There's 7 million people currently on that who will need to find a new program. We will do educational information directly around that. Come July 1st, there is a new program coming out with the most recent bill, the OBBB, and that one is the RAP program. A lot of people are wondering, including myself, is that going to be better for me, or do I stick with the plan I have, or maybe I'm not on a plan, I'm trying to compare and contrast everything. We will be doing sessions around all of that, both some digitally and some in person as well, based off the needs and based off the different people that we are working to help.
And all of this is dependent on if they qualify for certain programs to reduce their debt.
I can speak more on that. So everyone will qualify for some sort of program depending on their situation. It's going to be very different for all different people, very personal to their loans, their situations. And that's, again, where Savvy's really helping out. So we make it really easy by taking a very complex and laborious process of navigating these 150 possible programs and what is the best combination for me, and making it really simple by asking only questions that they would know off the top of their head and then doing the heavy lifting in the background. And that way, think almost those tax style solutions where we're taking, again, a complicated process and making it incredibly easy. Takes most borrowers less than 10 minutes to be able to understand everything they qualify for and how each combination of each program will affect current payments, future payments, and any possible things like savings, again, for those in government or public sector. So very helpful to that end and helpful in helping them figure out what is the best solution for them. So it is going to depend on each person's situation. Some people will see different amounts of savings, but it's all relative based off these federal programs. So for instance, my wife is in public health care and, she loves her job. She works in trauma. She had to take out about $250,000 of student debt to go to medical school. And so for her, we're supposed to pay $2,647 a month. I'll let you know we cannot afford that. My wife's current payment early on in her career is $72,000 a year. So that student loan payment is more than half her take-home pay. A lot of borrowers in situations like this. We are on a repayment program. We're on one of many called Pay. Again, there's many of these different repayment programs. That was the one that was best for us. Thanks to Savvy's help, we were able to identify that and have reduced our payment to $261 a month. So that really allows us to afford our bills and be able to make those payments. But it's based off many factors, things like, again, employment is just one for certain programs, but things like your income to debt ratio and making sure you're accurately portraying that, making sure you're accurately portraying your student loan information. Again, Savvy helps with all of this. We make it easy to sync loans. and to be sure that everything is perfect for that federal paperwork. And again, that's why we have that over 99% acceptance rate.
I just have a couple more questions.
Yeah, please.
If you're already in delinquency, Savvy can still help?
Yes, these are the people we're most focused on right now. So there's several ways we can help. If you are in delinquency, you are probably one of those people who can get the most support from these repayment programs. If you're already in default, you might have to go through loan rehabilitation first. Savvy can assist with this. Loan rehabilitation is different, but looks somewhat similar to repayment programs, where essentially you prove that you can make payments on a payment program for 9 months. After that, you can move back into good standing and on to one of these many federal repayment programs. But we assist borrowers with this all the time. We were assisting a lot of folks with this pre-2020. Fortunately, have not had to see as much of it since 2020, but now we are seeing it. It's the largest it's ever been as far as delinquency and default right now that we've ever seen in history. And so again, big challenge, and we're seeing a lot of people, again, from recent reports about a borrower going into delinquency every 9 seconds. So definitely our deepest concern right now.
I read your website, so I saw all of that stuff there. Yeah, 9 seconds. That's so there were a couple of questions. I can't remember. I don't have my paperwork in front of me that were asked through either policy or fiscal or legal. It was number 6 and number 8, and we got no responses. And I don't know if those questions have been answered and if we could get those answers. And I'm going to yield back and let other commissioners answer or have questions. Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through the chair. So do we have a ratio of employee to community? Because there's only so much that this program will do. But I'm just going to say, since it was mentioned at the state of the county, I'm getting a lot of questions in my community in Detroit. That's my district. So a lot of questions about criteria. Oh, is this going to be like undue debt? And, is it going to all go to one space and not another space? So have we thought about for employees and I'm not sure if our employees live in the county, but have we thought about what that ratio looks like from employees to community who may not be employees as well? I don't know if that's Tony or Miss Donna.
So, Tony, do
you can go ahead.
Okay. So we're before you for the contract amount. And at first, we will, through the educational piece, it will be delivered. The ratio of the amount, I don't have an actual calculation at this point, but we have no problem researching and get back to you.
I just want us to think about that because for the residents, the perception that this is a county program only for employees, or is it for residents? And if that's the case,
and it worked out both ways.
Yes, for both.
In Oakland County, because they did the same thing, they offered it to the employees and the residents. So we will take it back and definitely give the commission.
Okay, and then my last question, Madam Chair, is once the 43 communities are made aware of this, there are also community members. And I'm glad about the education piece because everybody is not technologically savvy. And so I do want to make sure that the amount, it sounds like you have your own personal customized support person who's going to walk you through, if that's what I'm hearing. Is that Tony? Yes. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So Savvy, the nice part about the technology is, again, think one of those tactile solutions with it. It makes it really this complex process very simple if you've ever used one of those. Same idea here from the technology standpoint, but every page of Savvy has a contact support button. We do that just because honestly, the most frustrating part being a borrower is, if there's any borrowers in the room, they can attest to this, is trying to call your student loan servicers. The average wait time's over an hour. The average disconnect rate's 50%. So we just want to make it really easy to talk to humans. That's why we have that US-based call center that people can use. It has a average wait time of under 2 seconds, so very helpful there. And then we back that up with also chat, email, one-on-one supports, lots of great webinars, especially webinars for specific, sectors or policy updates, all of that. We're doing a lot of content just to make sure everyone feels comfortable and feels confident in their decisions.
Okay, and it's mobile friendly?
Yes.
Okay, last question, Madam Chair. The ratio of, I'm back to that because hearing your wife's debt amount, and there may be some who are much greater or less, and then the income, so that whole space, is that where you're saying that's where the particulars will come into place, individualized, where there's a priority over someone who, I don't know, maybe even unemployed, but have this debt hanging over them now versus somebody who's gainfully employed? I don't know. So around your criteria, you all are creating a criteria, or are we creating a criteria? I see you vigorously shaking your head no.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So again, this is where we're really helping people out because that is one of the most challenging things to navigate is there's a lot of factors in order to accurately do all of these different programs that we're talking about, and we make it all really easy through that. And so my wife is one case of someone with a lot of student debt because it's medical, but again, uncommon for any medical professional early in their career to have a lot of debt and not be able to afford their monthly payments. And so these people will often go into collections. But I would say the even greater effect can often be for those who are really struggling. So my wife's one story, I think of one borrower we recently helped who was single mother of three who was in delinquency. And actually, she was in default too, getting her tax refund seized. And we were able to help and assist her and reduce her payment. I think she had about a $314 a month payment, and we were able to bring it down to 15 to help her. We were also able to help her get out of that delinquency, out of that collections. And so I would say relatively different numbers. My wife's numbers might look bigger, but I would say the impact there, of course, is even larger. And to your point, we also see a great deal of people have student debt but no degree. I know for me, and for many people, college, they were very excited about that. For my parents, it was the golden ticket, and they definitely wanted to see me go to college. But for a lot of folks, they need to drop out. I met a lot of these people due to family reasons, someone's sick in the family, or maybe they lost access to some type of financial aid they might have had. And so we see a lot of people also in those buckets who can utilize these programs to get it better and handle, make sure they stay out of collections, make sure they find a better financial path forward.
Are these graduated rates though, Tony? If the program is no longer one that the county is using and these people have gotten into this program, do they continue to get all of the benefits of being in the program?
Yeah, so we're in the way that we never remove access to the Savvy tool from any individual user unless requested by that user.
Okay.
So users can always reach out and say, hey, I don't need this tool anymore, which we always love to hear when someone doesn't need us anymore. But we don't revoke access, even if one of our partners is to end the relationship, they can still access the tool.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Through the chair for
Hear from our commission counsel.
for clarification, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. So with regards to this program, it's supposed to be open to county employees and members of the public. Now, how they're going to notify members of the public with regards to how they gain access, I'm not sure, but it's supposed to be open to everyone. But unlike other programs, this does not pay student loan debt. This is not paying. This is only giving them access to information to say, if you had, and this is probably oversimplifying, but if you had a loan, you could call your loan holder and say, what programs do you have? Can you help me reduce blah, blah, blah? So instead of calling them, you go through Savvy, and maybe Savvy then gives you other options and other programs that you might not be aware of to help you try to lower your payment and to figure out financially how you can adjust your personal student loans, but it doesn't actually pay anyone's. Right. This wouldn't, so this doesn't pay. No. So no, but it's supposed to be open to everyone, and it's just access to a software too. So as long as Wayne County's paying for access, presumably people will have access to it. And if Wayne County's not paying access, they still may be able to have access. They just got to pay personally for it, as opposed to the county paying their fee to have access.
So the county's just paying fees for people to have access.
Essentially, yes, we're paying to get people access to a program that couldn't they have access without us for a fee, technically? But yeah, we're
No.
paying the fee.
Wait, Savvy is not available to the general public. we do this through these partnerships. My reference was more so to the message that we would never, we wouldn't revoke access even if the partnership was to end.
Okay, Commissioner Clean.
I want to make sure.
Yes, go right ahead.
And I appreciate council's description there, just because there was enough confusion over the medical debt. Lots of confusion, right? And yeah, and so to compare and contrast the two is very important to do. So there was reference that 7 million people now are getting collections again since the SAVE Act went bye-bye.
Sorry.
What was the number? I thought you said 7 million since the end of December.
There's 9 million people currently in default or delinquency. There's 7 million people currently on SAVE forbearance. SAVE is scheduled to go away, and those people will need. So that's 7 million on top of the 9 million.
That will go again. Yeah.
That will need to find a new program in order to, continue to manage their monthly payments.
So the number is 16 million.
Yes.
And we don't know who those individuals are?
I mean, there's lots of reporting around the, general demographic data from state information and information from the Department of Education specifically, but and so we can utilize that for a lot of messaging. But if you're asking if Savvy has a list of everyone with student debt, no.
Does anybody have a list?
Well, most loans are federal, so I would assume the Department of Education has a decent idea of specific names, and they send out a lot of reports. For instance, they were the ones to report that 9 million borrowers are in default or delinquency.
And isn't that public information?
Not the names of people. Of course, this is something that's a very sensitive topic to a lot of people. Most people feel shame around student debt, although they shouldn't. That's why I always like to share my case, because me and my wife worked hard. We both work. We got education, including multiple degrees, and thought we were making all the right decisions, but still can't afford our monthly payments yet.
What did we learn from Oakland County in terms of their success?
Yeah, so
did they do the same thing with county public employees and the general public?
Yeah, and I know
do we know from them like 20% was public employees and 80% was the general public? Well, what do we know about their success?
I can speak to that a little bit from the numbers I have. Sorry, I'm just pulling it up. We've worked with Oakland for a little over a year now. We're continuing to work with them again this year. We've seen over 18,000 people already in that first year engage with Savvy via the tool, via our educational content and so on. And I believe about 1,000 of those folks were employees seeking help. And from that, we've seen annual payment reductions of about $1,700 a year.
Oh, I'm just looking at the numbers. My main concern is how we're reaching members of the public. So this is similar to the medical debt, that this is all of Wayne County, including the city of Detroit? It's hometown, huh?
As far as I know, that is all of Wayne County.
So city of Detroit residents are included. So 1,000, huh? Well, what we had to do, like with Kids RX, was that, well, that came through departments. And that's why Detroit had to do theirs separate from Wayne County, because we both have health departments, right? That was enormous to explain, but this isn't by departments. It's not like the city of Detroit would have to do this also if they wanted this service.
So it's all of Wayne County. I just happened to look at some of the agreement language, and so it appears to be all of Wayne County.
Yes.
It appears to be.
Yes, it is.
We verify that? It is.
Yes.
Okay. Thought in Oakland County, you rolled it out 1,000 were public employees and the other, what was it, 16,000 was members of the public?
Yes, that's so over 18,000, I believe, engaged in that time period, and yes,
Yeah.
about 1,000 of those were employees seeking assistance with,
Yeah.
yeah, public service loan
You
forgiveness.
know, it strikes me like for our own employees, would this be City of Detroit employees as well? Under
Yeah.
this contract?
If they're Wayne County residents.
Yeah. State of Michigan employees that are Wayne County residents?
Yes.
Yep.
See, it strikes me as reaching public employees. That's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. It's a
Yep.
pretty small, right? And you can get to all the employees pretty quickly. It's a little more difficult with the general public. So I guess you've had some strategies out there, but reaching the general public, right?
Yes.
Because I imagine a lot more of those folks are or underemployed than if you got a job, public job with the county. And so I just feel like there's a greater pain out there among the general public with this sort of thing. So reaching them, how do we reach them? How do we reach them so that the 1.8, I think, is what the chair likes to quote as Wayne County residents? How do we reach them then?
And so, Tony, you talked about a 6-week implementation plan. Do you want to go over that a little bit more?
Yeah, so I mean that's the second we hear, go, our goal is to start communicating as efficiently and effectively as possible across all populations again, and targeted messaging for different folks to make sure that they are getting the help that they need and want. So again, when you're a government employee, talking through something like public service loan forgiveness, which if you talk to any government employee who's tried to go through the program, they'll probably tell you how confusing it is and be ecstatic about the help on
Well,
that.
I'm not doubting any of that.
Yeah.
But how does what zip code do you got, Commissioner? Just one of them. So if you're in 48235, average citizen doing your average citizen stuff and hoping you can fill your tank with gas, on top of the student loans, how does that person find out about this?
Yeah.
Are you a nonprofit?
We're a public benefits corporation, so not a nonprofit, just public benefits.
Does that mean you can do public service announcements?
We usually will do communications through two ends. I mean, I can talk a lot of what we've done with Oakland because we plan to replicate a lot of that here. To some, Oakland has definitely assisted with communications to some level, but we've done a ton of work on the communication side through email campaigns, through various again, in-person events to meet people where they are, through various webinars to make it easy for
Who do you
anyone
hit
to
with
access.
emails? How do you decide who gets an email?
There are many public listings for emails in each area, each district, each state, and each county. So we
So you just find as many
source
of
that
those as you can and blast out.
to make sure that they're informed, and then if they want that help, they can engage with
Right.
the content. Yes.
Well, I'm in favor of Kids RX. I think it's terrific, right? I'm in favor of the loan forgiveness on medical debt that we've been doing in Wayne County. People are hurting. They need help. Nobody has built the perfect program yet. But my concern still is, like, you gather from some company, here's email addresses in Wayne County. You're not going to be able to reach everybody with that, correct?
Well, I mean, I don't know that we can reach everyone, but I know that our communication team works closely with the county's communication team to make sure that we can reach as many folks as possible through multiple marketing campaigns and initiatives via newsletters. I know that even both myself and a few of the members from our team were on local news sources in Oakland County to talk about this. So things of that nature.
Okay. Is the county going to have a, for lack of a better phrase, a PR
yes
effort along this?
Yeah.
And what is the county? Because again, let's reach as many people as we can.
Absolutely.
right?
Right. Through the chair, press releases are planned, and also it will be on the county's website and information, how we traditionally share information. And, partnering with Savvy, we will also have them available at other areas like and this is on the employee side, like our open enrollment, so that they can become informed of various benefits through county employment.
Press releases, this commissioner's opinion, only goes so far.
Right.
Only goes so far. Are there other kind of strategies? Are we mailing out to community groups, say, hey, tell your people, right? If the commission approves this, do we have other grassroots ways of reaching citizens in Wayne County?
And, we partner in, at least I know with PHR, we provide you, like if we're doing recruitment fairs, so that you can put it in your newsletters that go to grassroots organizations and other communications tools. So there are no communication legitimate like our Facebook page. There are a lot of social media campaigns that we do, and this will mirror those same.
Yeah.
I know
But,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna, we probably know most of the nonprofits out there. A lot of them we do business with for one reason or another. We're going to try to notify the public through that too. So if somebody comes to, let's say, Southwest Solutions for something, there'll be information there, and the staff there can say, hey, by the way, if you have student debt, check this out. Because that's my biggest concern here.
That's funny. You're one step ahead of me. That's exactly what I was about to talk about. And sorry, I can't see name tags, Commissioner. But
It's all right.
one thing that's been very effective in Oakland as well is we've know a lot of the employers in the space are excited to communicate this to their folks as well. So especially, and like you said, for those who are in the nonprofit, public sector, government sector, all those folks have been struggling with these kind of programs and hear the struggles from their employees for a while. So excited to get support on that.
Well, and given your educational background, see, one of the things, I think the hospital systems are in aggregate are maybe one of the top 2 or 3 employers in the county. So we can reach out through hospitals and say, hey, let your people know about this.
Yep.
Because I would imagine too, last I checked, it's a little expensive to go to med school. And so I would imagine they have a fairly high proportion
Yes.
of folks with that. So, okay, I'm just throwing it out there, and that is my main concern. I support this, but I also want to see us do a good job with the general public and as much depth and awareness as our imaginations can muster. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. I do agree that getting people is very important. The communication is going to be very important. Will we receive reports once or be known once this is up and running, and how we can direct people to it? And my other question was, there was something brought up about if they're Wayne County residents. So if our employees are not Wayne County residents, they cannot participate in this?
No, by virtue of being an employee, you can participate.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that was
The
clear.
list was city, state, and other municipality employees. And so,
Okay, very good. Okay, any other questioner? Yes, Commissioner Wilson, right ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Not to belabor the point, but in layman's terms, I'm an undergraduate out of Wayne State. I got funded through UAW Ford, got a graduate out of Wayne State, funded by the UAW Ford. They took care of the compulsory fees and maybe some of the ancillary fees. So for me, I was fortunate. But say UAW Ford didn't cover all of the folks in Wayne County in terms of their education, and I owe $150,000. How does this, because I'm looking, it says optimize repayment options. If I ain't got a job, ain't got no money, how you going to optimize my repayment options and address my financial needs? I need to get paid if I ain't got a job. So I can't You understand what I'm trying, where I'm going with this? So it's a great process. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But how do you help the average Joe, if you will, or the average Jane?
Okay. Tony?
Yeah. So
Well,
a
thank
lot
you,
of
Tony. I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. A lot of folks in those cases can qualify for oftentimes the most assistance. So again, if you're in a spout of unemployment and you have no income, but you're still struggling with debt, you could qualify for short-term payments of, in some cases, even $0 while you are in unemployment looking for new jobs.
Okay.
And so a lot of people don't even know that. That was one big campaign
Right.
we did when a lot of folks were getting furloughed in the government. We were helping them get on $0 payments while they were furloughed and then getting back on track once out of that. But of course, to your point, if you don't have income, you can't afford your payment. And a lot of
Sure.
people might be struggling with that. So this is definitely very helpful to those folks.
Okay.
And also preventing those folks from going into the delinquency and
Yes.
default.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
Okay, so it's like a stopgap, use for lack of a better term. There's a stopgap in place when I'm not employed, I can't pay the money back. So you all kind of, I mean, again, I'm just trying to, I guess I'm trying to conceptualize it, and I guess I'm having a little difficulty here. But I understand what you're saying to a large degree. But if I'm a layman, I'm not understanding it. Again, I want to reemphasize that a lot of people in Wayne County are suffering. They're unemployed. They don't have any means of income, and if they have a debt that's been compiled because of their school, uh, how long how long can they go without paying this loan back, I guess?
Yeah.
I know the counselor mentioned that this is not a debt relief program. And I think that's what a lot of people are looking for because they remember old Joe Biden and that was thrown in the scrapper. But
Yeah.
how does this compare?
Yeah. So it's going to
And
be.
thank you for taking that question. I know it's kind of difficult.
Oh, no. These are great questions, and I think they also help iterate the point of why we created Savvy in the
Okay.
first place, which is that all of this is incredibly confusing, and our job is to make it simple for borrowers, and we've
Sure.
been doing that for many years. So to that point, again, your options really depend on your certain situation, and so
Okay.
even things like we're talking about, when you go in and out of employment, you can qualify for lower payments to help you out with your situation because that affects that income to debt ratio. Things even to the nature of I'm actually expecting a new child in the coming weeks here, and I will recertify after
Mm.
that because I will likely qualify for a lower payment because dependents affect how much you can alter your
Okay.
repayment plans and things of that nature. And then for many folks, there can be relief. There won't necessarily be relief for every person, but
Okay.
there are multiple programs to assist with relief. There's 9 different programs in that kind of capacity. There's over 150 programs, again, that can be helpful,
Sure.
9 federal for relief, and many state programs as well. And so we help you figure out, okay, here's everything you qualify for and all the options of how you can mix and match these and put it in layman's term to make it very simple for the borrower to say, okay, I'm choosing between these options, and then they can always just call our call center and say, hey, I'm looking at pay plus PSLF versus RAP plus TSLF. I seem to have both options for me. How can I best combine? Which one do you think I should go with? It's showing this one is giving me this route, this one's giving me that route. So, but the honest truth here is that it's very dependent on your specific information here. And that's where we really help out is taking what is complex, asking only questions you would know off the top of your head, making sure you can get all those questions answered. Again, usually takes people less than 10 minutes, and then showing all the possible outcomes and helping you execute on those outcomes.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that response. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
of
Thank you.
course, no,
Thank you,
fantastic
Ms. Wilson.
questions.
Appreciate you as well.
I really appreciate you being here, Tony, and I would ask also that you come to our full board meeting because there could be questions from other people. I think Commissioner Colleen stated it is somewhat confusing between
Yes.
the medical debt and this and other things that we've been doing, but they're fantastic programs to help people. I took a little survey just of people. And I learned a lot from some young people about their wages being garnished, their
Yes.
taking their full bank account away from them. So it is super important that we try and help people. But I think that the biggest part here is that we need to make sure that we are leading our people to Savvy and that they are getting what they need from Savvy, be it one-on-one, chats, whatever it is. So we will be looking forward to, if this does pass, after you get everything kind of put together, how we're getting people from all of our zip codes. So at this time, I do have a motion from Commissioner Clean and second from Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. So we are going to vote on this item.
Motion carried.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. And Tony, if you could send your information to everyone, that'd be really wonderful. Are you going to be your contact person or?
Yes, I mean, there will be multiple contact people, but I'm always available to you all. And I love coming up to Michigan and come up there often. If my wife wasn't currently 38 weeks pregnant, I'd be there right now. But once I get past that stage and I could travel again, definitely would like to be up there in person as well. But again, we have people in the area as well as many people who will be supporting this from our communication staff, our success staff, across the board. But I am happy to share my personal information, and you all are welcome to call me with any questions, or I'm here to help in any way I can. That's at the end of the day, that's what we are here to do as an organization in general. Help
Yeah,
educate.
if you could just add everything into the chat or email it to us, and you're probably taking a leave, so we might not be able to get a hold of you. So can you send us a second person too, please? After that
Absolutely.
baby's born, I know you're going to support that. So,
Absolutely,
all right.
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Tony.
thank you.
Okay, if we could move on to the next item, please.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I know of none. Next item.
G, public comments.
Okay, at this time, do we have anyone on Zoom or the phone line to make public comment?
There's no one on Zoom indicating that they would like to speak.
Okay. And is there anyone in the chamber that would like to make public comment? All right, going once, going twice. You have 2 minutes if you want to make public comment. Okay, public comment is now over. Can I get a motion for adjournment?